What's happening, guys? So today I'm going to be going through some mistakes that you should avoid in 2023 to make sure that your training journey is as successful as possible. I've made some of these mistakes, a lot of people have, and I don't want you to make them too. Okay, so starting with number 5 is taking too many people's advice, okay? Along the way, you're gonna have a bunch of people come up to you in the gym and potentially telling you different ways to do certain things, and what that's gonna happen is it's gonna leave you very confused. It's happened to me. I started listening to so many people at the beginning of my journey and I was like, what I'm doing is completely wrong, okay? You gotta remember that whatever you stick to and you do consistently, you are gonna see progress. So avoid the noise, keep doing what you're doing and just be consistent with it, okay? You should get results. Start my journey, I saw significant progress and I started reading into a lot of people's journeys of, a lot of people who have done well in the fitness industry or say on a competitive bodybuilding stage themselves. And some of the things that they did was completely different to what I did. And I started contradicting myself. Even though I still got very good results, I still progressed in the gym at a very fast rate. Yeah, so I started doubting myself, start listening to people doing different rep ranges maybe, or different training style. My advice is stick to what you're doing. You're gonna get results no matter what, as long as you are consistent and you are working as hard as you physically can doing what you're doing, okay? So going on to my next point, which is number 4, is overcomplicating your training, okay? If your goal is to build as much muscle as possible, it's simple. You go to the gym, do an exercise, and to a point where you reach near failure, do it over and over again, and you should see results, okay? Often when you see on social media pages, you'll see your favorite influencer trying to find a complete variation of a certain movement, okay? And you think, that is what you need to do to get results, okay? But if you look at the people who are the best at what they do, for example, going to a different sport as in basketball like Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan, they'll do the basics over and over and again, just keep practicing, okay? And that's how you become good at your craft, okay? So yeah, do not overcomplicate what you're doing. Keep it simple and you should see results. So on to the third point, which is you don't always have to go heavy to make progress, okay? There are different ways to make progress. You don't always have to just keep adding more weight onto the bar. You can either slow the exercise down by adding in a little bit more tempo. So if you're bringing a bar down in the bench press for 3 seconds, you can maybe bring it down for 4 seconds. If you're still matching your reps, that's progress. So you can also increase the amount of reps that you're doing on a certain exercise. So for example, the bench press again, if last week you did a set of 8 on 40 kilos on the dumbbell bench press, and the next week you come back and do the same weight, but you do 9 reps, that's progress again, okay? Another way to make progress, you can do an extra set. So loads of different ways. You don't always have to just slap more weight onto the bar, okay? Or even lifting the weight better, okay? If your technique improves, that's progress in itself, okay? So you've got 4 or 5 different ways to make progress. Don't always think about just increasing the weight. Right, so going on to number 2, which is spending way too much time in the gym than necessary. I've been guilty of this as well, doing way too many sets. So say if I've got 4 or 5 sets programmed in on an exercise, what I found that I was doing is I was actually saving myself along the way just so I can make it to the 5th set, okay? And what I found recently is that what if you can halve the amount of sets you do, maybe 1 or 2, okay? And instead of focusing on doing more, you focus on the quality, okay? Making sure that you leave absolutely nothing in the tank on those 1 or 2 sets. You're gonna get way more out of it. Your body's gonna see much more improvements at a faster rate, and you're gonna be cutting the amount of time that you're in the gym, okay? So that's my second one. Right, and last but not least, number 1, which is making yourself feel guilty for not being able to do an exercise. Again, I've been a culprit of this. You see all your favorite bodybuilders, Ronnie Coleman lifting 6 plates on a squat, and coming from a competitive bodybuilding background, I thought, if I want to be the best at what I do, I have to be doing what the best is doing. That is not always the case. Sometimes there's going to be a point in your career that you may not connect well with a particular exercise, okay? You have to think longevity, okay? There's gonna be times that you can't do things, so you have to learn how to adapt, okay? There's loads of different variations, certain movements. So instead of being able to do a barbell back squat, you can maybe use a hack squat or a Smith machine squat or a single leg squat, anything, but you can still achieve the same results, okay? As I touched on, gaining muscle is about progressive overload, okay? And making sure that you stimulate enough muscle breakdown in order for that to happen. So it doesn't happen just from one magical exercise, okay? Learn to adapt. This way you're gonna be able to have a longer career in the gym and you should continuously be able to see results. All right, so those are my 5 tips to avoid in 2023. I really hope that helps. I hope that you can take something from this and apply it to your fitness journeys. All right, I'm Nathan, I'm done here. Peace out.